Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 and welcome to episode 50 of my modded survival series. If you look down below, you can see that I have made quite a few modifications to my farming area. I went ahead and straightened things up a little bit, decided to create another just tree-only farm, so I have two of those. This one only has the farming station. I didn't put any autonomous activator and stuff like that. Let me actually turn off my magnet real quick. Looks like some of this stuff is still getting out of the range. I might have to figure something out about that. But if you take a look, you can see that there's a little stump right there. That is actually, if I hold my Yeta wrench, you can see that these are... Oh, come on, get out of the way, trees. Can't get the trees out of the way. Yeah, the reinforced watering can has been working out pretty well. But you can see that I went ahead and created facades that look like oak logs. That way it kind of hides it a little bit better. I think it looks pretty well, pretty good. You can see that I have basically all the other connections that I had before. I have the item duct or item conduit that's pulling out of the vacuum chest right here. It's working out pretty well. It seems to be collecting at least up to about here. So yeah, this is working out pretty well. A couple of updates. Whenever I had the farm here before with the reinforced watering can, I had a problem where the ground would turn into grass. And whenever that happened, using the watering can on grass produced a lot of flowers. And since the farming station didn't do anything with those flowers, it didn't pick them up or anything like that, eventually that 5x5 area became flowers, and it wasn't able to plant saplings. So yeah, that was an unfortunate thing. So what I ended up doing, you can see that both of my tree farms are just dirt. The way you can do that... let me actually grab a little bit of dirt over here so I can show you on camera. You can take 4 pieces of dirt, and if you put them like this, it'll create dry dirt. And it's basically coarse dirt, grass won't grow on it. So this will prevent any grass from growing on that dirt, and saplings still plant on it just fine. And I haven't had any issues at all with flowers growing there and stopping the production. I've actually had to clear it out a few times just because it was actually stopping the growth of any trees. So I'm going to be expanding this farm. Went ahead and put the marker blocks there. I already ran the conduit and everything, and I'll show you downstairs because I made a lot of modifications downstairs as well. Essentially, this farm is probably going to be things like netherwort and sugarcane, things like that. So let me go ahead and run downstairs real quick, and you'll be able to see I did a lot down here. I did a lot of straightening up. It's still really dark. I haven't lit it up, and that's something that I would like to look at in this episode. But all the wiring's a little bit cleaner than it was. I have my capacitor banks. Wow, that totally slipped my mind what these were called. I have my capacitor banks here, and if I look up, I can see computers. And basically, I was getting really tired of the system that I had, so I went ahead and created these computer craft programs. Basically, if I can terminate this, I don't think I can. I think I broke it, so I can't terminate it. Might have to do something about that. That's kind of unfortunate. I don't know how to terminate that now. So essentially, it basically monitors the power, and I have it checking between the range of like 25 to 80%, and whenever it reaches 80% of power in the solar generators, if you remember, you have to apply a redstone signal to transmit energy. So solar generators have the issue with not being able to generate and transmit energy at the same time. So I went ahead and created this Thaumcraft program, and you can see that it's this number is going down because it's actually dumping all of the power from the generator into this. And you can see that even with all of that stuff running, I still have a net gain of like 200, 300. I also have this battery backup. So this is a, well, not a battery, but this is actually connected to my main power. So if I look at this, it's main power. But I have this power monitor. So whenever the capacitor bank here is below 10%, it'll go ahead and kick it on because maybe something happened. Computer program crashed and or not generating for some odd reason. I do not want the production over here, all of the other farm stuff, to stop just because I ran out of power. And you can see that I have a net loss now. Might be because it's nighttime. No, it's not nighttime. It looks like it's still transmitting the energy into the capacitor bank. Oh, yeah, that's kind of weird. I'm not sure why I'm getting a loss there. Might have to play around. Could be because of this one up here. This farm isn't throttled by any kind of power, and you can see that it's actually pulling in 1 million RF. The base power is 93, but that doesn't include while it's chopping down trees. So that's a big pain. Still need to figure out those power issues. But one other thing, maybe one other thing, if I come in here, I crafted one of these Java barrel hammers. And this has actually been fairly useful. Basically, you have the ability to knock off any of these upgrades. While you're holding it in your hand, you can actually see what upgrades all of them have. And you might notice this little squiggly thing right there. And what that is actually a void upgrade. So I had issues where apples ended up getting full, saplings ended up getting full. It would clog up my farming station up here and prevent wood from actually getting collected. I did try trash can. That had issues of its own. I think the only thing that really worked for me is to put the void upgrades. So any excess, it'll just void. So it's basically like a little mini trash can on a per barrel basis. Have my chunk loader here. Also have the magnum torch under there. That seems to be working for the most part. I still have issues with slime spawning in here. And I moved all of my auto crafting down here as well. So some of these farming stations that require axes and hoes, it's able to craft them just as normal. And you can see that I'm still in the moving process. I have all the barrels over here. Eventually I'll have all of the storage in the single line. Basically everything is going to be pumping into it from upstairs. And I think we're good. Have individual controls. I'll probably label these. I really like the fancy signs, this one right here, because you have the ability to change the font size, and you can add some formatting like colors and everything else. So if I wanted this a little bit smaller, you can see that it works out really well that way. So I might end up using these fancy signs. Fancy. Right here, it's Bibliocraft, basically a oak wood label, some slabs, regular sign and paper, and it'll be able to create one of these. And this is going to be pretty cool down here. I really like this room. Still really dark, still has, even though I have the magnum torch, for some reason it's not causing slimes to not spawn. And I don't really want to have to turn on my night vision every time I'm in here, so I would like to look at another option. But before I do that, let's go ahead and check on our Hungry Aura node. It's basically been dumping crafting tables every so often into it, and you can see that it's pretty large now. It's 600 on Ordo. Still really far away from where I want to get it, so I might have to check back in a few episodes. Doesn't look like I'm going to... Oh, I'm stuck again. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do anything with this in the near future. So I'm just going to keep my eye on it, make sure that the tree farms are going to continue producing enough logs to feed into it. Since I did create this one, this other farm down there, I went ahead and increased the number of crafting tables, so it's shooting 4 at a time right now. I think that's going to help out considerably. Just left click to increase the number, right click to decrease the number. I just need to find the middle ground where it's dumping into that as fast as I am farming the wood up. So let me go ahead and clean up my inventory just a little bit. Figure out what I'm going to do next. I have a couple of things in mind, but go ahead and stick around for that. Alright, so back up in my mage tower, I grabbed my Thaumcraft, and I want to look at the arcane lamp. Basically, it's a magical lamp. You can basically create one of these, and it'll make sure that a lot of the area around you is lit up. So let's go ahead and try these. I went ahead and created the daylight sensors that we need, and I have the amber blocks. I'm going to probably just create 8 of these for now. And if I remember right, it should be like this. There we go. So let me grab my wand real quick. Switch up my clothes first, get that discount. And I should be able to use these arcane lamps like all over my base. Anywhere that I need additional lighting, and I just don't want to have too many torches around. So let me go ahead and run down here and try this out. I am going to turn off my night vision temporarily. See, I guess that's the bad thing about having the... Oop, I didn't even grab my dark steel. You again. Let me take care of this guy. And that's the other problem. I don't understand why the slimes are able to spawn even though I have a magnum torch like just a few blocks that way. But, of course, I'm not going to be too upset with the fact that I'm getting all of the slime balls that I need. So there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is probably take down these torches. Unfortunately, I don't have the night vision, so it's probably going to get a little dark in here. I forgot to grab that before I left my mage tower. There we go. Make sure there's no light in here. Whoa, yeah, that's definitely dark. And I am going to hit F7 so that we can see the ground, and put this one right here maybe. And you can see that over time it is going to fill up a large portion of this space and make it where all of the little red X's, which is kind of weird that it even has those there, will actually go away. And eventually, there it goes. You can see the lighting updates because it's going to start filling all of the little spaces with light. So this will be pretty cool. Don't know exactly how far it'll go. Let me check this. Thaumcraft. Additional light sources of light may also appear up to 16 blocks away. How far is that? I don't think that's 16. Maybe 16 blocks. So it might require a few of these in here. Not a big deal. I can just pop one every so often. So that's, what, 3 away. I could probably do the same over here. Pop one right there. Be a little bit symmetric here. There we go. This should fill up the entire area. Might be missing a couple of blocks here and there. But we'll just have to keep an eye on this. It looks like it's doing pretty well. Why are you still here? It's probably just still taking a little bit of time to update. So yeah, I like the arcane lamp. It works out pretty well. There's other kinds of lamps in here. I haven't done the research on them yet. Lamp of growth. That might actually help me with my farm. Instead of using the reinforced watering can, I could probably just create some lamps of growth. That might actually be not a bad idea. So let me run up here and let's see if we can go ahead and create one of those real quick in the time that we have left. And I might as well throw... I know that I'm using the blood magic lamp in here, but it might be worthwhile to throw one of these lamps in here. And I can't see the center of the room. There we go. That'll slowly light it up. You can see the little light sources just appearing out of nowhere. There we go again. So that is actually really cool. I like these. I might actually use them around my base quite a bit. So let me switch my armor, grab my actual night vision, because I like it a lot better than using any kind of light source. And Thaumanomicon. And let's go ahead and do some research on this guy. Sweet. So now we have the lamp of growth. I was thinking lamp of fertility. So this is a arcane infusion. I guess it's a good thing that we crafted a couple of extra of these arcane lamps. So let me go ahead and run up here, throw that guy down. And what else do we need? A couple of earth shards, bone meal, and gold. And we're done. Bam! Nice. Why is that still... I was wondering why the sound was still there. So now we have a lamp of growth. So this should... if I can switch out real quick, I should be able to use this, but I can't use it on its own. So in order to use it, I do need to be able to provide it with herba essentia. So this is going to require some steady supply of herba. So I need to figure out a quick and easy way to get that herba in here. And one of them is a similar contraption that I have here. So I'm going to, off camera, create another alchemical furnace with arcane alembics, maybe a few essentia jars. But before I do that, I need a way to transport that. And the easiest way to transport that would be with magic mirrors. Nice. So I apparently need to do the research on this as well. I have run out of ink. Oh, okay. So let me go ahead and do the research for this. Create the extra alchemical furnace and arcane alembic, and I will be right back. Alright, I created everything I think. Might be wrong, but I went ahead and created a alchemical furnace with a couple of arcane alembics. Created these essentia mirrors. If we look in the Thaumanomicon, down here we have the essentia mirrors, and that's able to transport essentia, and it's essentially the... That's funny. It is basically a... mirrored glass, which is quicksilver and glass pane, arcane infusion with a little bit of iron, ender pearl, eider, so on. So really not too bad. I think I have everything. So I'm going to head down here. I could put the arcane or alchemical furnace and the alembics up in the mage tower, but it probably doesn't make too much sense. Makes more sense to actually have this stuff down here, kind of along the lines of this auto workbench. I am going to basically be crafting down here, or processing of some sort. So what I am going to do is place a furnace right there, and this is going to be interesting because what I want to do is probably grab an item conduit and do this sort of thing, but disconnect you and disconnect you. And I think I should be able to do an in-out on this. And since this is green, this should work. And what I want to do is just make sure that, nope, not you. I'm going to say always active, self-feed enabled. I think this might be right. Grab a little bit of wood from here, and I think this will work. Let me just test this out real quick. And this is going to start cooking up a little bit of charcoal, and I'm assuming because this is doing self-feed on just a single item conduit, it should shove that charcoal back in here. Is that not going to work? Is that not going to work? I was hoping that was going to work. Grr. Round robin. Self-feed enabled. Always active. Wonder if this has to be on a particular side. Like if I were to put it over here, can I be able to extract and insert? Wonder if I just did extract. Nope. I have to do insert, in and out, self-feed, always active. Does that work? Oh, why were there saplings in there? That was kind of weird. Well, shoot. I was hoping that was going to work. Kind of disappointed in that. It's putting saplings in there still. I do not want saplings. Alright, so that isn't going to work, unfortunately. I was hoping that it was going to be able to pull out maybe the bottom. This is my last chance here. Get rid of you for the time being. And you, I'm going to do the same thing. Self-feed. Always active. Alright. Did that work? Did it work? I want this to be self-contained. Being able to self-feed charcoal back into itself. And yeah, that seems to be working. Nice! Alright, so now I want this right there, and this is going to be the brown channel on insert. So insert on the brown channel, and this should get, is it going to get oak? Do I have oak? Yes, I have oak. Thought that was correct, because this is brown, insert brown. This is insert brown. Maybe it can't insert on the back. Oh man! So the back might be. Back might be for the bottom slot. Let me just try the top slot real quick. Let me disconnect that guy. Make sure that this is on insert on brown. There we go. So now we have 64 in there. Okay. Alright. And this guy, I guess you can extract. And let me just pick a channel for it. Black is probably good because all I want is this to extract the charcoal that's produced, assuming that there's a little bit of backlog. I haven't tested this out. This is all experimental at the time of recording. So bear with me. So now I want to put my arcane or alchemical furnace down. I might have to move this a little bit. Might be kind of weird to be right here. But I want this to insert on the black channel. Will that insert? Nope, not you. Might have to wait a little bit until, well, I can force feed it some charcoal. And where's my handy dandy little wireless terminal? So charcoal, go ahead and craft up a good amount because I want to test this real quick. And I'll be back. Alright, I think I might be ready now. So let me go ahead and swap my suit out. Head down here. Unfortunately, it's nighttime, but that shouldn't be a problem for the most part. If I take a look at what I did over here, this seems to be working out pretty well. It's collecting coal. This is staying full. Down here, it's really just connecting these two. You can see that the conduit on the furnace is in-out, so it's insert on black, extract on black, but I'm also doing round robin, so it's able to extract and do round robin between the two, the alchemical furnace and itself. And I also have the self-feed enabled. I don't know if that's going to cause any issues. It seems to be working out pretty well. This is completely full, and this is just creating a backlog. So I'm assuming that once this is done, it'll stop burning up oak until one of these is needed, and I guess that should be it. So now, I didn't bring any stone to cover all of this stuff up. What I want to do, I went ahead and created a void jar, and I have a normal jar here. I may have needed to create, just a regular jar is probably good. So what I want to do is feed saplings into it, because if I take a look at a single sapling, you can see that it has herba and arbor, and that is enough to basically create the herba that's going to be needed for the lamp of growth. So if I look up here, there we go. Herba's on the top. So let me go ahead and put labels on here. So now these will actually always output to the same thing. As long as I have herba in there, I should be fine. So I am going to change the south connector on this guy to be in-out, in-out, insert on green, and extract on... What's a good color for this? Lime, sure, why not? Always active. So it shouldn't be actually exporting until I change this one to insert on lime. And now it's going to feed this completely full of oak saplings, and it is going to burn up and put the essentia up in the arcane alembics. And I basically want to void all of the arbor. So let me go ahead and put my little pipe there, and this will void that one. I might as well label it while I'm here. And for the herba, I don't like where this is at. Probably I'll change the location of this, and I need a wand. Ugh. Can I do this with a wrench? No, apparently not. Is that gonna work for me? Didn't think so. Alright. I need to run upstairs, grab my wand. Alright, now that I have the wand, I should be able to right-click on that, and you can see that it was able to disconnect those two, and now the herba is getting shoved into this guy. So let's go ahead and slap a label on it. And I think all I need to do now, I'll probably grab some stone. There we go. Come on, catch up with me. I'm going a little bit faster than the server's wanting to keep up on, and I guess I can slap that there, and you can see that basically you put a Essentia mirror anywhere in the world that you want. slap it with another one, and you can see that it's linked to that coordinate. And if I were to go upstairs now and probably put it on this one, might as well, since I don't have the watering can on this side. I am going to pop that guy right there. And where can I throw this mirror? Can I put the mirror here? Yeah, I didn't think so. That's kind of ugly, but might do for now. And let's see if this will work. Is it going to work? I'm wondering if it's going to have a problem with my mirror being on the floor. Let me just... bad place to drill. Trying to be clever. That should have worked. Why you no work? Maybe move the lamp right there. Alright, let me figure out why this isn't working. Alright guys, I am back, and apparently Thaumcraft has changed, and you can no longer transfer Essentia through mirrors to, well, quote-unquote machines. I guess Essentia mirrors only work with the infusion altar. The only way I was able to get this lamp of growth to work is by basically piping in Essentia into it. So if I have my Essentia jar here, throw my lamp of growth on top. There we go. You can see that it's glowing now, which means that it's working. I could use the Essentia tubes. That also works. So if I... And come on. There we go. If I were to pipe this over and just pop on my lamp of growth, that works as well. I don't know what the range is. I should be able to see like little tiny, I saw one over there, a little magical particle effect. It's really hard to see, but that's essentially it. Using magical bone meal, if you will, it does seem to work out pretty well. Not as fast as the reinforced watering can, but this might actually work. I do need to figure out a way to do this, because obviously I don't want to have to constantly run back and forth and change this jar out, because that is going to be a pain. I would rather have it automated in some way. I'm not sure how that works. Looks like there's some residual. I don't know how long that lasts, but I can pop that down, and I'm assuming that this will actually start. Oops, did not mean to do that. Yeah, I don't know what the other range is, so I am going to need to figure out if it's even going to be worth using the lamp of growth on my my garden here. So unfortunately I have run out of time for today. I can still use the lamp of growth for something. Don't know what. I could just run the Essentia tubes directly from the arcane alembics down here, but man, that's a lot of these Essentia tubes, and I'm not sure if the vacuum system that it uses will work with those kinds of distances, but we'll have to figure it out. So I'm going to play around with this in the test world or something like that, and hopefully by next time we'll be able to play around a little bit more. I really hope that you enjoyed the episode. I kind of wish we got a little bit more accomplished, but we did learn a little bit in regards to the changes in Thaumcraft. You can actually see it in the last paragraph here. It can only be fed by directly piping into it, unlike before with the mirrors. So hopefully we can do something else. Yes, I'm being a little long-winded on this. but I'm just rather disappointed with the changes to Thaumcraft in that regards. So if you could rate and comment the video down below, it would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you like the series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.